Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you in your holiday version or summer version. Nice. But before I forget, there is a possibility, it's not certain yet, that I will be holding a retreat in the island of Lesbos in Greece. So I'm waiting to see, because our schedule is quite full, I'm waiting to see if they give me a week so that we can do a retreat there. And I asked for dates in July, but again, it depends if they have them or not. So if it happens, I'll let you know. And my idea is to open it up to all languages, so English and Italian included. And then then I'll have a translator one way or another, if we have different languages and people don't speak English. And it is a situation, pretty much a holiday camping situation. It's a beautiful place near the sea. You can, well, you know how it is, the water in Greece. It's very crystal clear, beautiful water. And I'm thinking to do a combination of meditation and holiday, where people will also have a little time to go to the beach and enjoy themselves as well. But it's a pretty simple, rustic settings. It could be that there is only camping, like tent space. I don't know yet. Of course, with showers and restrooms and everything, and beautiful Greek food prepared for us every day. But more details, if it's confirmed, I'll let you know. Okay. And I'd like to hear how it's going for you. If you'd like to share something. How's your practice going? How's your life going? Yeah, Mickey.
Hello, Shastro. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I just want to comment on something with my practice.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from, but how can I express this? I became aware of being aware. And that, so it happens spontaneously, and that deepens the experience, if I could call it an experience. But yeah. So and long periods without thoughts, because when you're aware of being aware, I'm not sure how to express myself to explain this, but
I don't think
I think
there's.
you get it. You
I don't
get
think there is any other way to say it.
it. Yeah. Yeah. And I find that even when thoughts come, I become more quickly aware of it, so the thoughts don't stay long, because so, and it's amazing the difference in how I feel. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It deepens the whole experience of the sitting.
Yeah.
So, and then I want to share something about my life. It's all related to the one day when you said something how did you put it? It's make yourself vulnerable. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
And it helped me a lot that you said that, because I carried on with my videos. I now have 102 videos on YouTube
Oh, wow.
and
Good. Congratulations.
345 subscribers on YouTube.
Great.
And I'm doing it in French, and the comments are really touching. There are so many comments now. Every day I spend a lot of time responding to each and everyone.
I can imagine knowing you.
So so thank you for that day, because it changed everything. I think I was in my head when I said that day, when I explained, that I stumble over my words, and I make mistakes in French, and so on. And so that was obviously my ego speaking. and then I thought, well, shut up, ego. I'll do it. I'll carry on anyway. Yeah, and I'm so glad. So my following, so to speak, is gradually expanding, and yeah. So maybe there's hope that I don't think very soon, because I want to wait a little bit longer to that more people join and so on before I put out online courses, paid online courses. I want to first establish, this,
Yeah.
and also for me, it helps me to understand better who would be following me.
Yes. And these are videos that are art related, right?
Yeah, it's art journaling.
Art journaling, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it looks quite colorful when you go there now. Lots of videos.
So going back to vulnerability, how did that help you?
Well, when you said it, I thought, that's not helping me. I will still make mistakes. But then it helped me, because I took the plunge. I decided I'm not going to focus on making mistakes or not making mistakes. I'm just going to be myself. And before I tried to, when I edit the videos, certain parts I re-recorded, but that takes away the spontaneity of the moment.
Yes.
So now I don't. The mistakes are there, and
Yeah.
even when I'm creating and I make a mess, I leave the mess, and I see that helps a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see that I make a mistake, it's a total mess, and then to see how I come out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it felt uncomfortable,
Yes.
and really uncomfortable, but I stuck with it, and now I'm comfortable with it. It's much easier. It's a lot less work.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
It helped me a great deal.
Yeah, vulnerability is really key, because we all have this program that we're not supposed to be vulnerable. It's not okay, And as you said, that is obviously it's the ego protecting itself, or we could say protecting an idea or an image of how you're going to be better off, right? So somewhere we have this idea that we have to be strong, and to be vulnerable means to be weak, you see. So it's such a fallacy. It's such a we're missing so much because of this idea. We're missing connecting deeply with what we feel, because a lot of the feelings, especially the deep feelings, are feelings of vulnerability, are feelings that we're not quite ready to feel because in the past we pushed them away because it would make us feel vulnerable, right? So we're missing a big chunk of ourselves because of that. And it creates obviously fragmentation. We are not whole because there are parts of us that we have not included. We're pushing them away. We have been pushing them away for years. So to come to a point to realize, oh, okay, it's time for me to allow myself to be vulnerable because there is nothing wrong with it. Yeah, remove any judgment that we have on that. And doing that will connect to a much deeper place in ourselves. We become more real. We become more ourselves and more real. We bring compassion to all the aspects of our being that we become aware of. Yeah, all the facets, not only the ones that are well polished, also the ones that are rough, and not only the ones that are transparent and light, but also the ones that are dark and dull. It doesn't matter, because everything is there for the simple reason that needs to be experienced by us. Yeah. So we have to be careful not to allow the mind to come in and go like with a surgeon knife and cut and say, okay, this I keep it because it's nice and light, and this I'm gonna put it in the basement. I don't want to see it. I don't want to express it. I don't want to feel it. Yeah, that's where fragmentation starts. So when the master have talked about in the past to become whole, what does it mean to become whole? Well, it means exactly that. It means that you stop cutting pieces and put them on one side and the other one on the other side. It means you include everything that you experienced as yourself. Yeah, that's what it means to become whole, to have the courage to be vulnerable. Yeah, as well. So very important, this thing, huh? Very, very important.
Yeah, it's true what you say. It's the real you then, and then other people feel that. They feel that energy of realness.
Sure.
And it makes them more comfortable. That's what I read, in the comments, is because they can also identify with that situation.
Yeah.
And with regard to the language, there are many who commented on the fact that I present these videos in French, and they're very grateful because art journaling is not really big in France or in the French-speaking countries as yet. So there aren't many videos in French. So I had a lot who said they admire, the fact that I do it in French, and so it's really, I'm glad I took the plunge.
Yeah. So what is happening? Why people are connecting? What's happening is that self is connecting with self, you see. If you connect with yourself, yeah, your true self, by, for example, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, including all the aspects of yourself without any judgment, and you share them and expose them and let them be, and people can see them. What they're seeing is somebody that is accepting herself, that is connected with their self, with a capital S. So then their self connects with your self, which is the same. Yeah? So in that moment, two people that accept themselves become whole. And in wholeness, there is only one self. That's why we say they connect with me. Now you say they connect more with me, with what I am. Yeah, of course, because there is only one self, bottom line. But it's a big self with a capital S. So you allow yourself to be vulnerable, allow yourself to become whole. Their self perceive yourself because we're connected and because eventually it's the same. And they helps them to get in touch with themselves. It's a beautiful thing. It's very simple. And all out of what? Allowing vulnerability, allowing yourself to be just the way you are. How beautiful is that?
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And also when we allow vulnerability, we immediately step out of the mind. Yeah. We move from the mind to feelings, which are much closer to self. Right? So it's an anchor into beingness, vulnerability. Yeah. And I also want to say something about what you said before. The first thing you shared, that you noticed that you became aware of being aware, and how that has somehow slowed down the thinking process. And that's also very beautiful to experience and to understand what's happening. There's only one energy. Yeah, there's only one consciousness within us. There's only one awareness. And this energy gets directed towards something or other, right? And in certain moment it's not directed at all. It's simply open 360 degrees to being. Yeah, that's what we call a state of meditation. Yeah, I'm not actually anymore directing it towards something, but I'm just being and letting everything be. And I'm aware of everything around me and inside of me, right? That is a state of meditation. That is being aware that you're aware and being aware of everything that you're aware of. The energy rests in awareness. So that same energy that would go into, for example, thinking, yeah, into the analytical mind, does not go there because it starts feeling very comfortable in simply being aware, in simply being present. So there is a gentle and slow and gradual change of gestalt through practice, because we're so used to think and to identify ourselves with that thinking process. Yeah, I have to do this, I have to do that, how could I do it? I could do it this way and that way. Yeah, that's good. It's beautiful to organize your life. The mind can be useful, but we spend all our life in that way, you see. So there is no space and no time to rest into being. Yeah, it's an automatic mechanism that it keeps going. We're so identified with it that we don't know that there is something else. So through practice, when we start experiencing something like that, oh, I'm aware that I'm aware. And as you said, that understanding, that experience brings that energy simply in awareness. No longer in planning, thinking about the future, thinking about the past. simply about awareness which is in the present moment, right? So we start becoming familiar a little bit at a time with our space. So we are telling our whole being, hey, there is more than planning and thinking. There is also this sense of awareness of being present, or this sense of presence that you can rest upon anytime you want, because it's always there. And that is real. That is your real self. Yeah. So then you start using the mind as a tool, something that is useful, but is not you. And it's not the only thing that exists, and it's not the only way you can spend your time thinking. The whole planning is suddenly you know, oh, wait a second, my God, I've been thinking about this long enough. Let me come back to presence. Yeah. Most people, they don't know that that's a possibility. They're not, they never experienced it. Yeah. So they live all their life in thinking mode. Yeah. Most people, a lot of people. So we are lucky enough that for some reason we came across teachings that are showing us, whoa, dude, you're going out of your way. You're going in the wrong direction. Yeah, there is something else that you're missing, that you forgot. Come back to being. It's not a common thing. You don't hear it much. Yeah. So we're fortunate. We're very fortunate. And we also have a responsibility now towards ourselves. We cannot ignore it. We cannot just keep thinking the rest of our lives without nourishing something else. Yeah. So that's our responsibility towards ourselves. That's how we need to take care of ourselves. Through practicing presence. Because that is the doorway that opens into existence. Yeah. And when the door opens, finally we are living our life. We're not in a virtual reality, constant virtual reality of thinking, but we're actually experiencing life in that moment. Finally, here it is. Right? When that happens, you feel like, oh yeah, I want to be here. Let me be here. Here is life. Here is presence. So yeah, it happens, what you describe, that naturally, when you start resting in awareness, the mind slows down. It just starts to fade a little bit in the background. Because there is no more an automatic. You broke the automatic mechanisms of thinking, of directing all your energy into thinking. Suddenly you're letting that energy rest in presence, and it feels good. Yeah. And you start, we could say, identify with that, which is a good identification, by the way. Good, identify with that, no problem. Yeah. Because it's a formless anyway. There's no problem identifying with the formless. Because it's the only thing that will never change. It's the only thing that will be always and has always been. So what's the problem? I sure identify with that. What else to be identified with? Everything else comes and goes, right? The problem is when we identify with that which is impermanent, then one day you're going to get a big slap from existence and say, wake up, this is gone now. Yeah, or this is going. Yeah, like when people are on their deathbed and they go like, whoa, whoa, whoa. they can't conceive letting go of their body, of their mind, of all that they have known. Yeah, and existence gives you a big slap. It's like, let go now. Now you have to let go of everything. And you're not prepared, so people are freaked out. They're afraid. Once in a while, somebody dies in a deep peace. They're able to let go of everything. But I surely recommend to prepare oneself, because it's going to come. That moment is going to come for all of us. There's no doubt about that. And as Osho was saying, the biggest blessing is a death that is peaceful and in deep letting go. Yeah. But to be able to let go of everything that you have known as yourself, which is form, it's very difficult. That's why we start through practice to familiarize with a space, inward space, that has no form, that is presence. So beautiful. Nourish that awareness of being aware. That's one way to say it. Yeah, nourish that sense of presence, of awareness, of witnessing. Because that is the only thing that you will take with you when you leave this body, when you leave this planet, when you live this life, when you live everything that you have known as being yourself, at least for a while. That is the only thing that you will take with you. So it's definitely worth nourishing that space.
It is interesting that you're talking about that, because that was the next thing I experienced, is that if I should die now, in this moment, it's okay. It's
Exactly.
it's yeah.
Yeah, that's a consequence of that, of resting in presence. It's like you're grounding yourself into your being. You're sending roots. You slowly, through awareness, you've been taking them away from mind, and you're putting them in the right place where they always been anyway, and which is your being. So you're grounding yourself in awareness. And the more that happens, the further away the mind moves. And it's there. When you want to use it, you use it. But there's no identification. It has less and less hooks, less and less power on you, which allows for a lot of space, a lot of freedom.
Exactly. That's also what came up for me, like spontaneously, as stillness and space has no form.
Yeah.
And that awareness, it's all the same thing. Consciousness, awareness, stillness, spaciousness.
Yes, however you want to call it. Yeah. Beautiful, Mickey. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Shastro.
Yeah, very happy for you.
Thank you for your teachings. It's really wonderful.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so I will see you next Friday. Yeah? And always nice to be with you. Kisses and hugs.
Thank you.
Till the next.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.